Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's good to see you. Yes, equally it's good to be seen. So in this episode we are going to be looking at an iconic bushcraft jacket. Anyone who's ever watched any of them Ray Mears shows will instantly recognise this jacket. You're probably guessing it, it's the Swazi jacket. So I have got a good friend of mine, Terry, to come and show us the jacket, because I personally don't own one myself, so he's got lots of good gear and I want to see it. So we're set up and then we'll crack on and have a look at it. So get yourself a drink, get yourself something to eat, get yourselves plonked down and let's do the show. Be back in a minute. Okay, like this is it. This is, to me, this is an iconic piece of bushcraft equipment because, like I just said, Ray Mears used to wear this when he used to go to Canada or any of the other Northern Hemisphere shows that he used to do. And I always said to myself in the early days when I used to see him wear that, man, I want one of those. I never did get one, but Terry got one, and I wanted him to share some of the information about this jacket, because we all know that these jackets are not cheap. How much are they, Terry?
£395 now.
Yeah, so that is a lot of money, but it's like the bag, like anything you buy, you get what you pay for, and quality does cost money, unfortunately. And we've all bought crap, but Terry's going to go through this jacket with us. So if you're thinking about buying one, you might just be worth watching the whole video, and that would be the decider. Because again, this is not cheap, and we're probably going to tell you why it's not cheap. So Terry, I'm jealous, man. So what is that? What material is that? Because that is.
Well, this is, I mean, the one that Ray Mears wears in his things was an earlier version. It was quite heavyweight, a lot heavier, and had a big binocular pocket on it. Definitely a lot heavier than this. I think something to do with the XP, which this is. This is the XP, Tahr XP, I believe it's called.
So it's a lighter weight.
It's a lighter weight. I mean, it is. I've had one of the earlier Ray Mears ones, the ones he used in his old videos, and it is quite a big lump. And also, it's got some. I do believe it had full length Velcro down here. And I believe when I had one, I made a comment on one of the reviews I did that I didn't like it because you had to go, and you know, when you're watching wildlife, you don't want to make a lot of noise.
Yeah, makes sense.
So they seem to have smaller ones. They seem to have listened and put smaller Velcro things on.
Yeah.
So it's less noise. I mean, I do remember pulling it open. It was,
yeah,
which was ghastly to me. But and it weighed a lot, you know, and it had these big pockets. You know, to me, a waterproof jacket probably shouldn't have any pockets in it, really. You know, the idea of a waterproof jacket is not let water in. This new jacket's got hand warmer pockets, which the original one that Ray Mears Swazi jacket didn't have them. But I think a lot of the people complained about it and said, you know, we'd like to see the addition of some hand warmer pockets. But these are pretty good. They're big. You know, you can actually fit a pair of binoculars in there. I have. Yeah. But
does that go all the way through?
No, they
stop.
because
they've got a zip there. Okay,
they stop in the middle and they're stitched.
Gotcha.
Funny enough, it's funny when you put your fingers right in the bottom, you almost feel like you want to break the stitching because that's the way they're made. But this outer material, which is a laminate, is actually partially on the inside of the pocket. On the other side, you can see their AEGIS material, AEGIS they call it, which is the waterproof membrane, which is their equivalent of Gore-Tex, basically.
Yeah, looks the same.
Yeah, and I think they're like taped seams, welded seams. Not like you get on a tarp, you know, it's a bit better quality than that.
Yeah.
You know, I can hardly see the joins, you know, I've turned it inside out and had a look at it.
Yeah.
And it seems to be waterproof. I've been out in a few downpours.
Yeah, I see the Ray Mears badge on there, so I'm assuming that he's obviously had some input to this one.
Oh yeah, I think it's
the original one.
From the people's feedback, which is one of the reasons they did the pockets.
So he basically helped design that particular one.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, where the lightweight came from, I don't know. I mean, that other one was heavy, I have to say. It's a big, nice jacket, nice and warm.
Yeah.
And you know, this one they say is breathable as well, which is good. It's the same length.
Yeah.
And everything. It's got the same cuffs, you know, neoprene cuffs.
Yeah, because when you look at that, if we step back in the camera a bit, you can see that it goes down quite a long way, doesn't it? It's almost above your knees there. And yeah, so it covers, so it is quite a long jacket, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if we go closer, go back here, but if we look at some of the features of the jacket, we've got, what's this, there's got a draw cord there.
Yeah, I mean, that is so long. I mean,
is that for the waist? Right,
yeah,
okay.
I mean, it's just horrendously long. I mean, you can see how much I've knotted it up to stuff. drives me mad when it was just hanging there. It's like
Yeah.
down here, so I've just knotted it up.
Yeah, so
I don't use it personally.
Okay.
But
So what size are you wearing there?
this is a medium.
A medium, okay.
I mean, I probably could, like Chris says, I could probably fit into a small, but I like to
Yeah.
wear stuff underneath it. Like if I've got a big fleece,
Yeah.
I want to be able to wear it under it. And I think a small one would probably be too tight, too
Yeah.
comfy, too comfy for me like that.
Yeah.
I like a bit of movement. I mean, I think all of the sleeves have this
Yeah, a
sort
bit
of
longer.
bit of bagginess in them.
Yeah.
You know, and the neoprene sleeves, you know, they fold over. You tend
Okay.
you have to grab hold of them, fold
Yeah.
them over, pull
Yeah.
Velcro round.
Yeah.
I've got very small wrists, so someone who's got
Yeah.
big beefy wrists, you know, it's going to be good. So, you know, water would get in there anyway, you know.
Yeah, the
I mean,
way it's folded over.
Yeah, the only way it isn't is if it was like a diver's suit.
Yeah.
Where,
Yeah.
you know, and I hate them, you know,
Yeah.
when you strangle yourself putting them on.
Because that looks very much similar like a diver's suit, being neoprene, which
Yes.
is something you don't always see on a jacket. Is neoprene. Not that I'm aware of. I mean, I'm not a jacket guru, but that's the first time I've ever seen neoprene on the cuffs. Which is, you know, we all know that. If you'd seen my video on the boots that I got, that half of them boots are neoprene, and neoprene is fully waterproof. So that's definitely a new feature there. So that's pretty good.
But if water, you know, if you're not wearing gloves, you know, if
Yeah.
you had gloves on, you could tuck them underneath this. Water just goes on your gloves. But if you're not wearing gloves and you get your hands wet, water will run back up into there, and it will get wet on the inside there, and the Aegis fabric does get damp on the
Yeah.
inside. It's the same with the pockets. I was
Yeah.
just saying to Chris earlier that, you know, sometimes I'm in the rain, I've got the pockets open, I've got my hands in my pockets. It will come down the sleeves and it will get in there.
Yeah.
But, you know, I've taken this off at the downpour as carefully as I could when I got home, trying not to get any water on the inside, and turned it inside out, and apart from where obviously water has got in through my fault,
Yeah.
it's bone dry.
Yeah. But I mean, the hood looks pretty good as well.
Yeah, it's
Is that like a wire in the hood?
it's got
Yeah.
quite a stiff wire actually. It's quite
Yeah.
good. It takes any shape.
Yeah.
What I like about this is it's just the right size hood. You know, some
Yeah.
of the hoods you get are like your air balloons. You know,
Yeah,
they're
they
out
are.
here.
Yeah.
But you know, by the time you,
Zip that up.
I don't think I've ever zipped it right up. But by
Yeah.
the time you
Keeps
have
the
to get the
worst of-
Velcro out the way, and
Yeah.
by the time you zip yourself in there, you know, and put the thing over, and then
Yeah.
you pull these.
To adjust that in.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have
Yeah.
them really tight, but
Yeah.
you can pull it in. You know, you can just
Yeah.
wrap it round yourself. You know, you're cocooned inside. You know,
Yeah.
you wrap it up like that.
Because I see on the back there's a different colour material. Obviously, they've probably just put that in there to break up the green, because it's like a darker green, which is quite nice. It definitely is nice, and that hood should keep out the worst of weathers.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I've been in the rain in it, and I've had it up. I have to say, when I put a get myself out of it, when I normally wear a woolly hat, and you know, I'm forever having to pull it forward, sort of thing. You know, I don't know what it is with a hat on. It tends
Yeah.
to make it pull back,
Right.
but you know,
Yeah.
generally it stays there.
Yeah.
You don't need a hat on really if it's pouring with rain. This is more
No.
than adequate.
No, because if you compare that to the jacket that I reviewed a little while ago, the Four-Raven one, it is completely different kettle of fish. Where the Four-Raven one is not completely waterproof, but probably really good in cold, snowy environments. With this one here being a Gore-Tex jacket, it really is 100% waterproof. And it's like most things, the material will only stay as good as how you treat it, because obviously Gore-Tex works on, you have to keep it clean, you have to wash it. But I mean, being brand new, they obviously impregnate a waterproofing in there with it. But we'll show you later with the beads that run off it how good they are. But I mean, I see obviously on the pockets there, I don't know if anybody's familiar with this Swazi. You've got like the Swazi logo, so it's pretty well detailed in a jacket itself. I mean, I am, like most things, I am quite impressed. So it gives a 12. Let's have a look behind. Yeah, so it's quite, yeah, it's quite long. I mean, the material is soft to the touch. I mean, when you touch that is very soft. I mean, most Gore-Tex jackets are just, you know, you feel the jackets are like a North Face jacket, but this is actually really soft. It's like a soft
Like a
material.
fleck.
Yeah, I suppose that keeps you. I suppose it's more quiet when you're
I
out.
mean, it is. I mean, the other one was
Yeah.
quite noisy, but
Yeah,
apparently it's a laminate.
yeah, because
It's laminated onto the Aegis fabric, so
Yeah.
I don't know how that works. I mean,
Yeah.
You know, it'd be interesting to see how long it lasts. You know, time will tell. But
Yeah.
I don't abuse my stuff, but you know, I mean, I'm not scared of getting them dirty and stuff like that. I try not to wash them too often.
So is that a YKK zip?
I would imagine most of them
It
are,
is,
aren't
yep.
they? Yep.
There's a YK, and we all know about YKK zips. If I notice there, look, it's got the waterproofing. So as you do it up, it seals it there with the rubber, which is obviously a good hallmark of a good waterproof jacket, because that's designed to, when the zip comes together, the rubber comes together, and it stops the water going in.
Same on the pockets.
Yeah, same with the pockets. I mean, it is very well built. I mean, a lot of us aren't lucky enough to own a jacket like this, but definitely worth the money if you want to throw money at a good jacket. Style wise, you either like it or you hate it. I like it. Like I said, if you were brought up on the Ray Mears videos, you would have seen him wearing this jacket or a similar sort of jacket, and yeah, they're very impressive. So would you say there was any downsides to the jacket?
No, I don't think so. It's everything I want. I've got to be honest with you. I wouldn't care if it didn't have the pockets myself personally. You know, it's to me, it's just another entry point on anything for waterproof. You know, waterproof jackets shouldn't have any pockets in it. You know, if not, put them on the inside. But obviously they don't want to stitch too much onto the material, I suppose.
Yeah.
And another thing, it is breathable apparently, this Aegis.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to say, I mean, I've got it on now and it's, what's it, 24 degrees now at the moment. It's quite warm and we're in a shaded woodland.
Yeah.
I mean, I've worn it out and that, and it is, I would say it's definitely breathable.
Yeah,
definitely. You know, I don't come home sweaty or anything like that.
Yeah, definitely more of probably a winter jacket. But I also like you've got this pull cord on there, which a lot more outdoor gear's getting now, because if you've got gloves on and you want to do it up, you've got something to grab hold of. In the old days, you just had to grab the zip, and you know how bad that was. But yeah, I mean, I'm impressed.
I mean, the proofing stuff, they recommend a thing called Granger's. I've actually seen a picture of it, but I haven't actually purchased any yet. And I was saying to Chris, you know, I have put some nick wax on it, but I don't think it's as good as this Granger's. You know, they recommend using this Granger's stay, and apparently you can put it on when the jacket's wet, so you can have the jacket damp, and then you pump spray it on, and obviously let it bed in, you know, for a couple of hours.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's waterproof now, as you'll see if we do another thing in a minute.
Yeah, but so I'm assuming then you bought that from the Woodlaw site.
Yep.
So I'm assuming that's probably the only place you could probably buy that is the Woodlaw site.
You can. Well, no, I think you can buy them from Swazi. There is another place in the UK that does them, and I know for a fact that this XP one, and I don't think the other one that Ray wears with the big pocket, I mean, I think they'll probably discontinue that. It wouldn't surprise me. This one, I have actually seen the XP, and I can't remember what site it is in England, in the forest green.
Oh wow! Yeah.
So it is available, this XP, in the forest green. So it is literally a pine type green colour.
Yep.
Which is quite good, but you know, I mean, I buy a lot of gear from Ray Mears, same as Chris does, so it's good enough for him, it's good enough for me.
Yeah, but if anybody knows anything about the Swazi range, it is from New Zealand, and apparently, from little that I know about these jackets, especially in the early years, that all the hunters in New Zealand were wearing these sort of jackets. Because I mean, if you've ever been to New Zealand, the New Zealand weather is very changeable very quickly. It's a bit like the UK, really. So a lot of these were basically long, they were warm, and they're worn by the hunters. Obviously, being Swazi, it is, you know, like I say, a New Zealand brand, which is cool, because you don't see a lot of stuff come out of New Zealand. But without a shadow of a doubt, this is shouting quality. And yeah, so we're going to give that a thumbs up.
Definitely.
And we're gonna leave it there, because I mean, you know, I mean, I'm impressed. I was also got these little cut things on the side. Just noticed.
Just sort of crouch down and.
Yeah. So when you bend down, these come. I just noticed that. Yeah, it's pretty good.
But it feels very.
Yeah.
It feels thin. It feels fragile.
Yeah.
And I hope I don't catch it on a barbed wire fence. But any jacket.
Yeah.
Got to go back to the company that manufacture it. And I've got to be honest with you, I can't see me shipping this back to New Zealand. I think the wife will get the job if ever I catch it. I just got to try not to catch it on anything.
Yeah.
But yeah. I'll wait for that when it comes. But I love it. I think it does everything it says on the tin, basically.
Yeah, definitely. So I mean, thanks for Terry for showing us another piece of his equipment. No doubt we're going to see Terry a lot more on the channel over the next coming months, because he's got lots of gear that I want to look at. and obviously you're seeing a lot of gear that I'm going to be bringing on the show. I've got a few bits and bobs that I want to bring forward. So with that, we're going to give it a thumbs up because we, you know, I like to say it's the Ray Mears jacket, even though it's not. It's a Swazi jacket, very good quality, but it gets a thumbs up. It's got quality all over it. So if you like what you saw, thumbs up, like, subscribe, leave a comment if you've got any comments. It's always great to hear from you. Try and get out there, try and do some bushcraft because we're coming into summer now and the weather is just brilliant. I mean, just a quickie, I know I go on too much. There is some fox cubs in there. I'll put some footage of the fox cubs. So we're going to go and see if we can see the fox cubs. We've baited them a little bit, so we're going to go off and see if we can see them. Anyway, take care, adios.